Y'all was YouTubing before you even knew YouTube was a thing.
You guys for YouTube.
First trip with no cab over feet, that's what was that, 07?
Astro, 69 Astro.
Who's all them cats?
Bought in 71. There's
Now, if we see something like
There's old
that, get out of the way.
Kenworth, they 125. 77 miles.
Which one?
69 there.
Right.
Back when cab overs was really cool.
67.
60.
Yeah, you said
There's a
77.
15 speed, gets a dash on it.
On that one?
How's yours? Yeah, we had 15 in it then.
Is that 379?
379, yeah.
So did that Kenworth, that cab over Kenworth, you said
What
that
is that?
67?
What motor did that have in it, Cat?
Have now,
Hey, look at that. Found some brown hair.
you're at top.
It's on that
I never could get no hit with fly.
Colored hair is
That's
horrible.
always building that motor shop.
That old cab over out there is cool. It had Detroit in it, didn't it?
Which
Yeah,
one that?
that's Larry's over
Yeah,
there.
that's this same one right there. We painted it.
Yeah, I painted. Larry went to truck stop somewhere and the guy came up, Bud, you want to get care of my truck? He said, what? He said, yeah, he said, I painted that. He said, you did. And Larry jumped
No.
out, well, my brother painted that damn truck. I know he painted
You got that picture. You got that picture. I need you guys to tell the world about the watermelon hustle.
Well, that's it right there, is that?
The one, no, there's the whole thing. You guys see this picture?
Gave him the paint.
There was a time when
I painted that for him.
these guys that'll never admit to it, they went to Florida and they'd
Liquid
hustle back watermelons and they'd be truck beds all over Corbin full of watermelons.
Guaranteed.
2 for $5.
I would put up a sign, they was 2 for $5, or $2 a piece, or 2 for $5.
No, they was dollar and a half a piece or 3 for $5.
No, when I said,
That's what we done.
I did $2 a piece or 2 for $5. Then people take
Y'all was
2.
hustling each other.
He was worse than JB Hunt about cutting rates.
We got rid of it. We went down there and bought 100, 2,000 pounds of watermelons one time.
They dropped,
Couldn't haul out there. It hit 4th of July and they didn't want to give us nothing.
I'll buy some every
So
year.
we just turned and bought a couple of
They'd
them.
be truck beds all
Turned
over
around and put about
Corbin
3,000
full of
pounds of
watermelons.
cantaloupe.
Go around hustling the heck out of it.
So the world on side road, sell
But
them.
make more off the cantaloupe than you did the melon.
Is that bro? Oh no, that's your old international, ain't it?
Yeah.
That 4300?
Yeah, I paint this thing pretty often.
Yeah, they said you painted it about every week.
Yeah, it's pretty often.
Well, I don't feel so bad anymore.
This Rob, when he built his 379.
Boy, it ain't as cheap anymore to paint one as it used to be.
Ah, you know, it wasn't cheap back then. You're a paint one time this
He bought
color.
it, it was red, he
Old
bought it.
Kenworth, I had.
That's what it turned
That
out.
black one, had that color.
Oh, there it
Yeah,
was, red.
yeah, I had red and orange.
No wonder he likes Rooster so much. Holly, what are you doing? Come on, get off the table.
That's his old, that's Rob's sitting there.
This old dog bait truck was, Lee.
Which one then?
We, old Peter
Put a
Bill.
dump bed on it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
That was Rob's or yours? That was yours, wasn't it?
No, that's Rob's. That was the one I just showed him.
Who's got the chops?
And this the shaker, there's a
Over here.
picture in
That's
here
the
of
that
the
says
bird.
international.
Yeah, with,
That's
there's
right.
the birds on one of these pictures.
Yeah, well, it's
300,
different year.
Had a
But
back
yeah,
slate
they
on it.
painted that bird on it.
I had that.
He built that one now, when he got it, there was nothing but the cab and 2 frame rails.
Really?
Yeah. Where's, you got a picture of that with the buzzard on?
Yeah, the buzzard is on one of
Yeah,
these. That's
one
what
of
I was hunting. That buzzard is something to
That's
say.
what we need to find. We need to find another 4300 international to redo.
The original one's still sitting down there. I think
There's
they just need
Kate
to
and
freshen it
Harold.
up. Hey, look, there's your dad when he has hair, when he had colored hair.
Young Rob.
Yeah,
Before the gray set in.
That's Rob.
Well, can you imagine? We did that with potatoes.
I went and bought that old truck, drug it
I
over
hauled a
here.
lot of taters too.
Went to Bowling Green, got it, drug it in here.
That's him.
I didn't get it dropped. Old boy came over here and gave me $10,000 and I made $5,000.
Yeah, I know, Rob.
I went to boat, and then he got $30-something $100, they stole the breeders off from him and paid me for the damn breeders.
Was that blue one?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a pretty truck.
it was pretty
Nice
truck.
truck.
I bought it. I had less than $5,000. They
That
wanted
was
to get
Dad's
it.
truck, and then we
Who's
built
that?
this one.
Is that one's got the buzzers on it, right there, there's the buzzers, there's the bird, that's what I was looking for.
We took, two 36-inch sleepers
Oh, really?
and built that bunk. That was back in, what, about 80, 81?
Oh, that bunk's cool.
I went down to Georgia. I am
That-
welded
Right
up.
then, it probably had the 1693 in it, didn't it, Dad?
Yeah, I think it
Probably,
did.
that's,
Well, exhaust come down like that?
Yeah, yeah.
he had that 1693, then you put a,
Then I took that tank off.
no, you had a 335 in it coming.
I had
and
335
broke the crank
and
in
broke
it.
the then on 411.
Yeah, and then you put that
It
1693
didn't break a rod, broke the crank.
crank in it.
Yeah.
That's what I said, broke the crank.
Yeah. Old boy down there at the 484. He worked for Disney over there and he painted them buzzers on the side of it.
Instead of an eagle, he was an international buzzard.
Yeah.
Everybody was them big eagles, he was a buzzard.
Yeah, went for buzz.
Man, I wish I had a picture of my Silver and Black International. That's my first, like, real truck that I drove for years. I had a Silver and Black Eagle,
Oh, yeah.
flat top.
I'll tell you what, this old truck here I bought, give $2,800 for it, so it's Adrian for $10,000. That was straight.
That was a good truck.
Yeah, my phone's dead.
That sucker.
That was Rob's.
You talk about
first
good
truck, I
motor,
think.
that old truck there has the best
That
motor
had
in
a
the world.
238 Detroit in that.
Did you say it was his first truck?
88,
one?
the 88 International cab over.
No, 68.
Oh, 68.
68.
Kiwi, 1972.
68
A
International.
young
Oh,
girl.
the picture was taken in 1988.
Yeah, that might be.
And there's Pete, I picked it up.
God, I wasn't even thought of then, was it?
That's
I
me
picked
either.
that and I put I had an 88 Pete got wrecked. I put air, motor, transmission, nice in underneath that, and I bought it all fixture. That Calvin gave him 7,500 for Calvin.
What was that, Peterbilt?
Yeah.
Yeah, 350. Yeah, we went over and got
359,
it.
well,
359, yeah.
He give him 7,500, best I think.
It's just sitting there as a glider, yeah.
Yeah, it's glad. I brought it over here and put that red call in it. I had old cab over here.
I wonder if they even have cameras anymore to take pictures like this.
Yeah.
Or
You can old school it. How old are you? Y'all ain't no older than you are.
I'm 33.
They was Polaroids. You would never clicked a Polaroid?
Oh yeah, I mean back then I did, but I mean now.
Let me find out.
Oh
We
yeah,
can't
they're
old
like
school
they're a
Polaroid.
trendy thing now for people to buy Polaroid camera.
Yeah,
Who's the camera?
for everybody born after 2000.
Now they're vintage.
Paint job there.
They're vintage and fun.
Oh my God, we're vintage.
Yeah, it was under international when I first got it.
That's my Peterbilt.
About an international. I bought it. That what it looked like.
I think my Volvo looked better than that, man. We put it together, man.
Well, you
Oh,
pay-
yeah.
you pay
I
up.
wouldn't have cared to drive that.
That's my kind of truck right there. That's Cadillac of the road.
Hey, that sucker was a good truck. This thing got 7 miles a gallon, did it, Lee?
Yeah, it done real
That
good.
was
That's
the
it.
Cadillac back
Had
then.
a
wasn't it?
seat cat in it.
Man, I bet it was fun trucking back then, wasn't it?
No.
Yeah, man.
What was
Yeah,
your,
yeah.
hey,
It was, it,
Run around with no money in your damn pocket starting the day. I mean, it was fun.
I mean, you still do that now.
Yeah, well, it ain't changed nothing.
No, it's still the same way.
It's like a yo-yo. The sun don't shine
Yo,
every
you stick
day.
every darn dime extra you make in your truck.
Yeah,
You wonder
well,
if
you
you're gonna
always
make
do
it
that.
another week.
If one day you got more money you get rid of, next day you ain't got enough with it.
That's the thing about trucking. You either, it's feast or family. One or the other.
Ain't no between there.
God, there ain't a better feeling than
I ain't no better feeling
They
than
ain't no
having a
better.
pocket full of money. And next day you sitting there saying, how in the hell am I gonna buy lunch?
Because you just went out and bought a $20,000 truck.
That's why I come up here to eat dinner today. I was wondering how I was gonna feed these boys
Yeah,
Thanksgiving.
they were gonna eat. I'll tell you what, for driving old truck, that damn old binder had, it's about as good
That's
driving.
the best driving truck there was, that 4300.
I think the International is. I
Well,
think.
I mean, no, I own a bunch of different trucks.
Internationals and all,
For
but that was
one
the one of the
truck,
best.
they rode and drove better. I guess any truck ever drove.
We used to have competition who could load the most potatoes every week.
Yeah, well,
And-
I've seen them guys. Rookie.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what 40-foot trailer is.
Yeah, well, they still,
In short trailers,
yeah, but
Dad was the lightest. He could haul 50,000 legally.
Roper 52,000 on Florida legalizer. It wasn't that low.
Binder.
Binder, yeah.
That's Dad had a little Volvo, WA Volvo, Detroit in it, 13 speed, and he could haul the weight. Mine was a Peterbilt.
I'll 52 if it's loaded.
He'd be 80,000 with 50, and I'd be 88,000 with 50.
I tell you what, the last load of taters I think I hauled, I loaded over there just east of Detroit, kind of northeast. I can't remember that little town.
Over in
But
middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
What's that
just
town up
right
there?
out of Detroit there toward the river, or toward the lake. Anyway, they didn't scale you in and out. And I loaded, and I had been hauling every week, and I've been coming out light. I always wanted 50,000 on the floor, period.
Yeah.
And I was coming out 48, 49, just under 50. So this time I went to load, and I just kept raising that bill, raising that bill. I get her loaded, and I'm coming down through there, like I said, they didn't scale it. So I'm in Ohio, and old Ken works running good, and I'm Cadillac, I'm thinking, damn, I'm light again. I ain't got the 50,000. So I go down to Stony Ridge, and I'm trying to get off. I said, I'm gonna scale this thing out, see where I'm at. And I was grossing like 98, 99. I was going to Prairie, Florida.
Yeah, that's where we used to always.
Yeah, and I get down there, and you have to drop your trailer for unload.
Yeah.
And I told that boy, I said, now, buddy,
Did he
that
even
had me
lift
about
it?
68,000. Yeah, he didn't know what he was gonna do with it, but that had me like 68 in the floor. And I told him, he said, you know, you gotta drop the trailer. I said, buddy, I don't wanna drop that trailer until you ready to raise it. 'Cause I just know when I pull out, them dollars could go up.
It's a boom.
And he said, all right. He said, I'll tell you when to pull out. All right. I said, now I don't want to pull out till you ready. I said, okay. He come out there and said, all right, drop it. I dropped it, pulled out. And I sat there. And I sat there. And I said, 24 hours later, he raised the damn thing up.
Oh, that used to make me so mad.
I was hot. Because I'm sitting there this whole time staring at that trailer, just knowing every time it's going to go. But I didn't know I had that much till I got done scale with that.
Well, my buddy Travis, his first time going, well, no, he was with me for about a couple months, and we went load to load, and I said, I won't be 90,000 pounds. All right. He goes back there and tells him he wants 90,000 pounds of potatoes. Listen, so I take me a nap. I've been up driving for 2 days. I take me a nap while he gets it loaded. And, I hear him screaming and yelling. You know, they pulled us back across the scale, and we had a spread axle. And remember which one we broke it? When that's the floor up. And they literally tried to put 90,000 pounds of potatoes in that thing. We was grossing like 102, 103,000 pounds. I said, what in the heck are you, and truck tires are plumb, you know, just squatting. And I said, how much did you get in there? He said, I think they got 62,000 in the box. And I thought,
That last night I took the ferry was 68, almost 69,000 on the floor.
I've seen them collapse in the middle.
I have too.
man, we used to, I'm
I have
talking,
too. We come out
Hey.
of Palatka down there. And when you come across there, what was that 100 across there or something? You get over there in that little town, that railroad. I mean, old boy's going through there at low taters. And when he hit that damn railroad deal right there, it was wham, whoop. There went them taters.
I love
Drop it
going
and
to,
keep going.
we made good living off potatoes.
I just
They'd
didn't see.
pay us the deadhead back. That's what I liked about it. They'd pay our fuel and stuff deadhead back. We'd just go down, deliver, get back as fast as we could. We did
Did
2
the
loads a week.
last, that would have been back in the upper 90s. We was hauling out of Indiana up there. And we'd get to Georgia, down there in Prairie, Georgia. then they would want to take us to Orlando.
Yep.
And I'd make them give me more money from Perry, Georgia to Orlando than I was getting to
Yep.
Perry. Give you $1,000 run on down there to Orlando.
Go basically. We was on Mason-Dixon back in.
We were getting like $8 a hundredweight to go down to Orlando. Sucks when you're sitting out there in 20-degree weather and your truck's froze up or we pulled out 4 load of taters up in Wisconsin. All 3 trucks froze up right there in the middle of the road. I mean, all 3. Remember that?
I made fun of everybody because my truck never froze up. I pulled out a Rylander up there in Wisconsin. I pulled out next to that big lake and I said, oh crap. What's wrong? What's wrong? I have no air.
Froze up.
And then while we was getting his unthawed, mine froze up. And then Dewey's froze up and busted transmission.
It's Friday night.
Remember
in
that? We had to
Chicago.
get it towed.
Friday night, come to Chicago, one load, big load iron, and going up that toll, if this where you get to, what is it, 80 and 90 come together there, before you paid your toll, this where you get there, and that sucker froze up. Had a load on, needed to be delivered Monday morning, but Monday morning I was sitting over in the damn shop,
Still trying to thaw that.
trying to draw it out. 10 below 0, and I was down underneath that sucker about 2 hours, and finally had to call wreck. All I could stand. Stayed there all weekend. Motel room and everything.
I always wondered on, you watch the ice cream truck.
Yeah.
As cold as it is up there, you never see one.
They don't
froze
have
up
air
on show.
dryers. They run
Well,
solid alcohol.
they
They're quick for it.
guys running out here up.
But their air
north,
system
we
have
don't- we
antifreeze
are
and
not
stuff
quick
on
for
it,
that.
don't it?
10 below 0 in that wind blow.
Constantly, 65.
The first time I ever went to the Northwest, back in the 80s, I went down here to Oak Ridge, loaded a load of radioactive waste out to Washington. And I get out there at Deer Lodge, Montana, climbing the hill there, and my water temperature's shooting up. I'm running 200 some degrees over 290. And I was pulling over, the wind chill is minus 50. And I was pulling over and old boy hollered at me, he said, what's the matter there, big truck? I said, damn truck's overheating. Which hell I just did. He said, your radiator's freezing up. I'm being a smart ass I am. I said, bullshit, water don't freeze at 220 degrees. he laughed, he said, that's all right. He said, if you get out of your truck and check the bottom of your radiator, the neck on your radiator, it'll be frozen. I said, okay, buddy, whatever. I get out and I feel around there a minute. I reach under and I feel, and it's hard as a rock.
I've
did
seen
know what
them
he
freeze
told
up
me.
outside where the grill is.
Oh yeah, I've had knocked ice off it. But I turned around and I went back down the hill, down into the old truck stop there at their lodge. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. And I go in, their shop is closed. And the girl said, well, they come in like 7, 8 o'clock. I said, hell, that's another 3 or 4 hours. I can't, it'd be so solid. So I'm walking up there thinking, now how the hell am I gonna thaw this truck in? I was walking by this dumpster and it was heaped up with cardboard. I tried to make once that cardboard shoved up underneath my truck. I had the cab over here and after. I jacked the cab, shoved that up, lid in it. Put the shelf on. Cracked my radar hose and stuff. Sat there and kept that fire going till it started running out. Got my radiator drained. I went inside and got my some antifreeze. I went out there and the funnel had a screen in it. And when that antifreeze hit that screen, it hit pure antifreeze free. And I had to go back inside, find me some more jugs and mix it, and then go back out and put it back in my truck.
There you go.
I just did. I had antifreeze, but not enough for the temperature I was in.
Listen, when these guys, I just kept on and on and on and on about how great it was trucking back today in the cab over going across country, right?
Right. Yeah.
So I go find an $8,000 cab over. I went and paid $8,000 for it. Went to the shop, put fuel filters and changed the oil. What do you change the oil in it, Jimmy? Oil filters and fuel filters on it. And I went, made sure the tires was aired up. And I went and hooked it to a darn $1 million load of boats. And me and Dad was both going out. It was you and Rooster, wasn't it?
I drove Rooster
Yeah.
to the Cali.
So I was going to Washington and he was going to California. Had a big oversize coming back. We was going out through there. I was freezing to death. I was absolutely freezing to death. And we get up through there and there's snow on the mountain. We come through there and I was sliding around and this old cab over just black smoking. These drivers on the CV just raising cane, they're loving it. Just, Dad is back behind me, he's like, I can't believe you're doing this. And so I get over to Washington, me and Dad split off, and I get over going, Cabbage. They got it shut down. And when I tell you this is an 8,000 truck, it had every tire on it was different. He was bald as could be. And
And that thing did not ride smooth.
I knew
I'm talking
someone
about.
that did.
I said, I'm better you than me, 'cause I'm back here in this Peterbilt.
so I called Dad and I said, Dad, I don't know if they're on Cabbage. They got it shut down.
First time you've been across through there.
Yeah. And I said, how bad is it when I get across this mountain? He said, oh, it's going to be bad. He said, you got any chains on there? I said, no.
Okay.
I said, but DOT ain't over there, and they're planning on shutting it down overnight. I said, can I make it? He's like, you be real careful. And man, I get going across through there, and I'm pushing snow with my bumper, and DOT couldn't get to me. I mean, it was that bad. It was just pure snow.
I know I went across Cabbage one time and I was barefoot, and I come up and went around the curve and there was a truck crossways. So I had to shut it down. Well, once I did, I wouldn't take it back off, without getting changed, which I had changed. So, and that driver didn't have change, so I loaned him some change and I changed my truck up and we get going. And I told him, I said, now on the other side of the mountain, I said, down at the bottom hill, truck stop. I said, going in there. I said, go in there and get my change back. Yeah, I will. Well, we get down there, and he's way ahead of me, and there's two truck stops, one on the left side and one to the right. And I told him I was going to the right, and when he got off, he went off to the left. And I had to go chase him down to get my chains from him, and he was trying to sneak off the key.
Well, I tell you what, when I come off that mountain, I was puckered up. That thing sliding all over the place, and I finally got to the bottom of it, and good to go after that. And I got over there and got to Washington. What's that mountain where you go over right in where we went over and delivered? Real steep where they
McClone?
Yes.
Snoqualmie.
Well, I call it McClone, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got snowed in there in '97 for what, I was out there about a week and a half waiting to get through that pass.
What?
That long?
Over New Year's and Christmas. I was there at
come across
Christmas.
there with an oversized sailboat, and I was coming across through. I went through that last scale before you start coming up.
Yeah.
Big sign says no oversized going across this mountain. Well, Washington, I don't fool with.
Right.
So me and Dewey, he's my escort. We jumped off, and there's this little gas station sitting there. We pulled that thing in there and snuck it up in there. I said, Dewey, you stay awake and just let me know when that sign goes up. And about 3 o'clock in the morning, it went out and we took off. That mountain is so slick. I should have stayed there. I should not have brought this thing across this mountain.
When I got stuck on the top of that mountain. I had to stop, like you was talking about. Back up, and it take off a little bit further. I back up, and I do not know how this cab over survived this trip. But coming back, I had an oversized boat on the back. And I told Dad, I said, I'm going to give it everything it's got. I'm going to see what this thing's made of. I set it on 85, 2,300 RPMs. From there to home, I got 6 miles to the gallon. That's the best motor.
Mechanical pump. That thing's
What did it have in it?
Dodge
I had a 400 big cam.
Fortnite. I run big camp for years.
It's turned up. It's like 600 horse. It was a beast in the truck.
Put them
Mine was.
600 torque springs in there on the big springs.
Yeah, I'd make the big camp run.
That thing you black smoke just roll out the back of it and then just go.
That little service truck there, that was a Dodge, had a big old compressor, it come from GE. Like that little Dodge service van we had.
Oh, yeah, the old school bus.
Well, it wasn't
Well, I know it wasn't, but I call it was yellow. I call
Yeah,
it
it
school
come from
bus.
GE, I think where it come from. It had a
Yeah,
big
we have big air
compressor.
compressor we put
We
in.
had
To make service truck
Yeah,
out.
made a turtle wagon out of it. Well, we used to do a bunch of cars.
With a 4-way lug race.
Hey, old man Carl left out here, never would come back.
I tell you what, man can make a good living off of there in the scales over there.
I guarantee you could.
There ain't no way. you could live with yourself, robbing people with it amongst
A
No.
lot of people do.
I went in there
Look
one
at
time.
last week, they robbed him pretty good.
Yeah, about $100 for them to go over there.
Now, let me ask you a question. There's a service guy at the desk.
I spent $4,000 last week in service calls.
All right. This guy sent a 75-year-old guy out on the side of the road to fix a tire.
25 degrees outside.
Oh my
Nah, I'm serious. This is what he told us. He says, well, how old is your mechanic? He's 75. He's been in this 44 years. I says, you sent a 75-year-old guy
Man,
out to
turn
change
their
a...
damn car. You couldn't get no better to go.
And,
Well,
well, he,
8 hours later, it rolled out of the shop.
8 hours, so he went straight to
well,
everywhere.
he got over there. They won't let them trailers. So if you have any kind of issue, if your ABS has any kind of issues and tire cut the wire on ABS, they make you take the brake pads off of it before you can move it and bring it to the shop. So this man pulls the brake pads off. They took the drum off and took the brake pads off of it, fixed the wire, and then puts it back on. He couldn't get the springs back on it.
Right.
Have you ever put springs on a 17.5? Or
On your little wheel?
on the little ones?
No, guess I have.
Well, if you don't know exactly how to put them on,
They're a booger. They are a booger.
there's a special way. There's only one way. You can put
I
them on.
usually change
I
it.
always put them on, put my springs on first.
I
roll 'em on there.
I put the rollers and everything
Yeah.
off.
That's the way I do it. I put my springs on, then set it all on,
Flip
then
'em
put
on
your
there,
rollers
then
back
put the
on.
rollers in.
Alright, well this guy, I guess, fooled with it for 3 hours after I was side of the road. And finally he said, I'm gonna put your wheel back on and we're gonna take it back to the shop. If you don't care, get me out of this cold. Dude's like, alright, that's fine, yeah, we'll do that. Well, they get over there and they call me with a new quote. And I'm like, new quote, what for? Same job, ain't it? Yeah. He said, but now it's in the shop and you gotta pay shop fee. That's like $700 this thing.
Really?
And we had our own wheel, our own, all they needed
It's
to do
already
is just,
mounted. All you gotta do is put the rim
I said,
on.
leave my ABS alone, I don't care about the ABS. I'll fix that when it gets home. I just need my wheel and tire put on that trailer. And then he started threatening me with my truck and all this stuff. And he said, we're gonna leave your truck tore apart. Literally. He said, if you don't change your attitude, we're gonna, I said, okay. I had the GoPro going the whole time, so, I said, just put that thing back together, I'll pay the bill. And didn't fix my ABS, called me, $1,000 bill to put our wheel and tire on that. One tire blew.
He said he couldn't let it go because the tire was wrapped up in the brakes. I said, why not? The brakes don't turn.
Right.
Just put the wood tire and rim back on it and go with it. We'll fix it when we get here. Oh, we can't leave that in there, you know, as you get tangled up.
The
Tangled in what?
ABS, the ABS was what he was worried about.
Yeah.
That wire.
Me and Larry was going out to Arizona. Actually, I was going to Arizona and California, and he was going to Phoenix. And we was out there in West Texas, and I don't know, about midnight or something. And I was out there showing my tail. I was running about 100 miles an hour, left lane, but sacking everything out there, and I blowed the left front steer tire.
Ooh.
First one I ever blowed, the only one I've ever blown
I
a steer
blew
tire.
one in 377.
Well, this here's my old 359, and I blowed it, and I'll tell you what, it exploded and far shot out from under the hood. I hollered on the mic at Larry, he was back there behind me. I said, damn, I just blowed something all to hell. He said, what was it? I said, I don't know, but I blowed it all to hell. The truck never quivered, shook, or nothing, buddy. And I drove her, and on the right, she laid down. I get out, and it's steer tire. The whole tire's gone, ain't nothing there but the wheel. Larry pulls up and says, what we gonna do? I said, well, we was at the other side of Old Death's out there, the other side of Van Horn. And so I had the jack, I had the tire, wheel, I had everything but a lug rack. So Larry said, well, back there at Van Horn's truck stop, he said, I'll go back and get you back to mine. I said, okay. So while he's gone, I jacked it up, had my spare set out there in front of the truck, you know. Larry pulls up, he's mad. He said, I got this guy. He said, it's gonna cost you $200. I said, it is what it is, Larry. I said, you know, it's late at night, you know, I know this will cost hundreds of dollars, no matter what. And he had to come 50 miles. Goes up there, and I said, all right, buddy, before you get started, what's this gonna cost me? He said, $200. I said, all right, what are you charging? Well, so much for this, so much for road service, so much a mile, blah. And he gets within $20 of that $200. I said, what's that 20 for? He said, because that's just the way it is. I said, really? He said, yeah. I said, I tell you what, man. I said, this is the way it is. I said, I got 10 lug nuts. If you'll zip them off, I'll put the tar on there, and you tighten 10 lug nuts up, I'll give you a $100 bill right now. If not, you truck your ass back where you come from. He looked at me and said, well, I think I'll just go back where I come from. I said, then he, I ain't thinking for it. So he leaves. Larry looks at me and said, now what are we going to do? I said, I don't know about you, but I'm going to bed, because by now it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Larry said, well, I ain't sleeping up there on the interstate. I don't blame him. But I'll see you in the morning. Larry leaves. About 20, 30 minutes, I'm laying there in the park and I see blue lights, which I'm thinking law, but Texas don't run blue lights for the law. And I went raised up and Larry's down. I said, what we doing, Larry? He said, well, I got off down there at this next exit in that little store in there, and this girl said she know this guy. This guy said he'd do it for $25. So I get up, changes it for $25. Well, I reach in my pocket and all I got is 2 20s. I say, here, buddy, just take the $40. I didn't want to worry about the change.
I was coming out and I loaded some feed over in Loudon, coming up this big old hill. That's back when I was running cats. I was a cat guy. And yes, Dad, I used to be hung. I hated Detroit, didn't I? Here we go. Cat
And
guy.
so it begins.
He spent more money on cats.
I'm telling you, I would spend everything I made that week would go right back into my motor, just so because he had a
How much money you
Detroit.
got spent this week, son?
I went and got his
I don't know
Detroit
what
tuned.
you got. Here, I just keep it on my little Detroit, just haul them up at that.
No. This guy tells me I get past one night. I'm coming from Louisville over there, drop some potatoes off over our bridge
Yeah.
at Jeffersonville, Louisville.
Jeffersonville.
Yeah, Jeffersonville.
Jeffersonville, Indiana.
So I'm coming back across through there. We get this guy comes through there with a Freightliner Classic. It had a 14 liter in it, the Detroit. And I'm thinking, well, that thing ain't gonna do nothing. And he's on the CB and he said, well, let's set our cruise at 75 and we hit this hill up here. And he's loaded, I'm empty. He said, we hit this hill up here. And he said, we'll see who gets the top first. I said, well, I got Detroit too, so it don't, I don't know what we're proving here, but okay. And that's when I first started driving. I thought I was hot crap. And we hit that hill, and he just tore that thing, climbed that hill so fast. I thought, what in the world have you done to that? He said, call this number, tell him this is my name, and this is what my truck's called. And I remembered this for years. So I called that number, and the guy answered the phone, and he's in Kentucky. He said, $300, you swing in here, and I'll make that thing run. I called Dad, and I said, hey, I'm gonna get this thing tuned up. And I go in there and boy, it turned it on, didn't it? That sucker was a beast after that. And well, I had international with Cat in it. And I had to head off of it every week. I had turbo off of it every week, injectors out of it every week. We'd hit Jelco, both of us 50,000
Well, you
pounds.
run the E.
Yeah. And I'd go to the diesel doctor and get them to turn it on up. I'm like, look, I just put these injectors in it. Let's see if we can't get a little bit more fuel out of it. So we're hitting, I finally got me a set of 59 injectors, saved my money up and got me a set of 59 injectors and put a big turbo on it. But until then, we'd hit Jelco and I'd stay right with him and then he'd just start easing off.
Be gone.
I said, I'll see you at the top.
And then I'd get hot. Mine would get up there in temperature.
Yeah.
Well, if I put me a big radiator in it, big 7 injectors, big turbo. Now the next week, I just walked off and left you, but
Did you finally get him?
I finally got it. I only had to spend, gosh,
I just went and turned mine back down and started running normal. I said, if you can outpull me now, I ain't gonna catch you ever.
but that did, all we ever done to is tuned it. Changed turbo every month, because he'd sling turbo apart.
I never would run off leaving nobody real bad. You always just enough to stay in front of.
Well, I didn't. Yeah, when I got the
I
opportunity,
didn't make it look bad on it.
No, you don't want to do that. You worry
I'd
him
get
out.
so mad.
You worry him out trying to catch you if you just do it easily.
I'd get so mad over that. Well, finally after that, that's when I started buying trucks and putting drivers in them. I learned real quick you couldn't afford to
what
run
really
a
got
cab
him
and be
You
an
want a
owner
Detroit,
operator.
but it- Detroit is a driver's truck.
Yep.
What really got him is when I was behind him, and then I'd pass him on the mountain. I says, good God, I'd flip that 13-speed down.
He had a cab over Freight we was hauling taters, but we was down there in, Charlotte, North Carolina, we emptied some taters, and we come through South Carolina down there. And like I said, I was driving the cab over in Nashville, and he had a cab over Freightliner. He had a 16-speed spicer. Anyway, this big old pretty Peterbilt, but he sacked us. He was strolling pretty good. Old Tater Freighters jumped out there and got on his bumper. And the old fella finally hollered at him. He said, damn, what you got in that old freight sector? He said, 4 more years. You gonna get out of the way or what?
Well, I had a
I
Peterbilt.
was running 100 mile an hour for 4 more years.
I had this Peterbilt, an 07 Peterbilt with an ISX in it. And I had that sucker turned up now. It was
What, Sling Rise Roadside?
when it would stay together.
It would stay together.
It was a bad. That thing was bad.
I drove it. That thing, you climbed Jellicoe Mountain, grossed out, and never hit a gear.
It just climbed 80 mile an hour.
Then he got this big idea.
Oh, I bet we.
You trained, yeah.
Yeah. And then,
You gotta know when to let
Yeah,
up.
you gotta have enough sense to know
I went and had it
built or
built.
not.
I went and had it built. I had-
Just cause it can don't mean you have to.
I was young and I was running 6,000 miles a week. It got to the point Dad told me, he said, I'm gonna, if we get your license pulled, if you don't stop, you're gonna kill yourself.
Yeah.
And I didn't care. I wanted to make as much money as I could, buy the biggest CB I could buy,
Hey, you gotta have a big
have the
radio.
loudest pipes and the best.
Best road.
And if that truck made a screech or a noise, it got it. I spent so much
it
money.
had a little tick in it. Oh, it drove him crazy. So we were sending it over to North Carolina, and this guy went through, I'm gonna put these coated skirts in it, I'm gonna polish the gears, everything like that. I swear he spent $20,000 over it.
Oh, I spent more than that.
So we went and get it. He said, my truck's down. I said, okay, let's go get it. We went to go get it. We went and picked up the load. We was coming back. It was snowing. It was cold.
Oh yeah, it's bad. It about killed me.
And we was going down below Georgetown there. And I was fixing to blow by the pilot. He's yelling at me. Pull over, stop. I said, why? He says, something's happened. When we picked that truck up, I knew it wasn't right. And he said, oh, it's okay. He slung a rod up the side of it.
Oh yeah, it did.
So I drove all the way home to Sweetwater, bobtailed back in the snow, picked his trailer up and him and
Really?
come on
I
home.
about froze to death. I didn't think nothing about it. You know, Dad, he just went on the house to go drop his trailer.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I'll get it towed and everything where you're going. Well, about 30 minutes goes by. Boys get cold in that truck. I'm like,
We had
uh-oh.
load taters on.
Yeah.
I'd get that one down there and then come back and get it and get that one down there. And then he was going to take off to deliver his load, come back and get it and go get the other.
Y'all have heaters in them on your taters?
Well, yeah, so that's what I done. I finally,
Went back there with
I
them?
went back there in the truck and warm up.
It'd be my legs about to come close the door on me.
I went and took me a blanket and I went and laid on them pile of taters.
Yeah, got that heater
Those
going.
taters stay about 60 degrees.
Yeah.
Boy, I was freezing to death. And then the guy comes and gets it, and we tow it over to his yard. Well, he forgets to set the brakes. I just had this brand new bumper put in front of it. And he forgets to set the brakes on it, and them hooks comes through and just rips that bumper right off. I said, just let it roll off the hill. Just let it.
I don't even want it.
Caught in there.
I come back and get his trailer. I said, what happened to you?
The truck wasn't even running.
What the?
It turned into a whole nightmare. That guy's, you know, motor's under warranty.
Yeah.
It sat over there for 2 years. And finally, I seen it on tow truck coming home. That truck saved it saved me though, because after I got in that whole mess up there and failed and all that, that truck was the start of it. And I was jobless, trying to figure out how to start my company. That's how I started this one. And I put that thing on the internet for sale, and I never thought it'd bring any money. It's sitting there with a blowed up motor and all that ISX in it. I posted that thing for $30,000. A guy come and bought it that day, cash.
And then put a rod on it.
Yep. And They're a guy in Alabama.
This guy's gonna buy his truck for me. How much? 30,000. Or snatch it.
And I took the stacks off of it too. I took stacks off, put them on
Good.
Black Peterbilt. I bought me a 379 with a cat in it, and I went and had it built and all that. And that after I paid everything off, sold all my trailers, my trucks, and all that, I had just enough left, and that's how we started. I got started, and then Dad come over shortly after with his Volvo, and
Same motor.
I
Matter of
think,
fact, that's the same motor that's in Gentry. I mean, it's still there.
yeah. I mean, I'd wake up every morning just sick to my stomach. Didn't know what I was going to do, how I was going to feed my family, and
You got that truck scan if you're gonna be in trouble.
yeah, I had $10,000
Well,
left
where
after
you
I
do
paid
work.
everything off, and I started. That's how I started with a $2,500 trailer. Dad pulled in, looked at the trailer. He said, "They ain't gonna load that." I said, "I bet you they will." I went to the Walmart or to the Lowe's and bought that paneling from like a shower.
Yeah.
You know, that plastic stuff.
Yeah. What?
And I put all down. It looked brand new when I went and loaded it. I had to read.
Loaded,
Yeah,
loaded, loaded, and kept loading this. All right.
Yeah,
let's
I
go
went
with
to
it.
make one time, probably $20,000, had 4 of them motors go down on me.
Mhm.
Yeah, I didn't know how we was gonna do 100 one time. Yeah, $20,000, that'd be like 100 now,
Mhm.
yeah.
Then I made $15,000 and I went and bought my International, that Eagle.
That Eagle was a nice truck.
It was silver, black fenders. We put 359 head. Dad called it Little Pete.
Yeah.
Looked just like a little Peterbilt.
And
That old cab over I had, that Transtar 2, we put a Peterbilt pump on the front end. We called it a Peter binder.
Yeah, too.
we called that one Little Peterbilt binder. And I ran that truck for a couple of years. But I didn't want nobody driving it. I wouldn't ever let nobody drive it. I love drivers. You know, Dewey come down, Dad come down, and the truck I had started in was this blue 377, and that thing I put 5 gallon oil a week in it. Every single, I carried a 5 gallon bucket of oil, and I would
Dump in it.
dump it in it.
We had one of them 377, that turquoise one we had.
Yeah, I painted it black and white.
This one was blue, and it was a day cab to start out with. So it didn't have no room in between the steering wheel and the seat and the pedals.
Right.
So I drive down the road
Like a riding with 359.
sideways like this. And I had my left foot on the throttle because the cruise didn't work. And I put Dewey in that thing. We go out on the first trip, same thing, it's snowing, we're going to Kentucky. We'd stop every 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'd have to wiggle it and start running fine.
And then finally we got down there to where it was just getting too late, too aggravating. And I told Dewey, I said, "Here, take my International and I'll drive this." We made it another 50 miles, got about 50 miles from delivery. Finally, I give it up. It wouldn't run no more. I pulled into the rest area and I went to sleep. About froze to death. And got up next morning, it fired up, and I drove it to the farm. They passed me as I was going over. Got over and got my taters, and drove it all the way back to the house. That sucker never missed a
Yeah, we'll
beat.
get my house
Really?
cleaned
Just
back up.
perfect as you can.
Okay.
Just like you never had a problem. I said, "All right, dude, it's good to go." He jumps in it, takes off
It didn't get nowhere.
Florida, and he called me in Georgia, and he said, "Man, it won't run again." I said, "Wiggle them wires, get it down there." That was the last trip it made. I parked it when he got back, went and bought another truck.
Wow.
Bought a name T2000 Kenworth, and it just, from there, it just kept, we just kept buying trucks and moving up, and that's on tater money. I mean, that was,
I made good money with taters.
Boys and girls, this thing is back.
it is
It is a rooster that is broke again.
dead chicken.
Dead chicken. No, we just fixing some lights. We just joking. You ain't dead yet. It's still crowing.
We had a fluke deal happen, like,
Yeah.
we gonna both agree on that.
Tim said I have to fix some wires. I said, no, do not touch. I will fix it.
He said, "Get it running."
Get it running and drive it up here. We'll fix it. Do not touch wire.
I was worried we burned his beautiful wiring harness up, which it burned a little bit up, but it was just,
None we can't fix.
So we got our bellies full and now it's time to work.
Yes, we got our bellies full. Everybody got fed good. We're
Kinda
still as
would.
beautiful as ever. So.
kind of went backwards.
Yeah.
We probably should have worked before we got full. but-
And we might should have worked before we got full.
Yep.
We done caught his dad over there napping 2 or 3 times.
He will.
Yeah.
Last time he's up here, he's over working on framing.
That's what old people do. They eat and take naps.
I'll never take a nap.
I never take
I take a nap when I get home.
See, that's another thing old people do too. They get defensive.
You ain't got to see this thing since we built mine.
No, not since we got that motor. We went fishing on.
You want to check, make sure everything's still.
Oh, it's still attacked.
It's got a total of 2,500 miles on it. But it runs good. It does a good job. We had a starter. It was dragging, and we went to leave with it. Go pick up the cab over, and then go to Cleveland Cars, and then it decided to start starting itself, and then it yeah. It had to find a place to go. We're assuming it just
Like Christine.
fed a hot wire through the starter. It shorted out, and then it just found the grounds that it could find and smoked them.
Yes.
Is that a big truck? Would that be an accurate?
That's accurate.
What was that big truck one?
It run hot back through the ground, and ground couldn't take it.
No. I'm glad that's what it done though, instead of. At least I didn't have to call you and say, "Hey, Rob, we got to rebuild Rooster again."
Believe me, he was having a heart attack calling me anyhow. This thing's on fire.
I was getting ready to take the
This
torch.
was my garage last time. Now it's my truck.
You know what? There's a fire extinguisher right beside him, but he got the phone to call you first.
Yeah. That's what I said. Put the fire out, Tim. He didn't need the fire thing. He just needed a pair of wire cutters. With the wire.
I just started yelling at them. I said, "Grab some 9/16. I'm gonna call her off." Phew, it scared me.
Good gosh.
I swear I heard sizzling through the. That, and we thought it was a turbo coming down. I thought, well, hell, that can't be it because the starter wasn't engaged. You know, I thought maybe it was turning motor. Yeah. But if you look in there, see it's burned up in there. Them lights. Burn the top.
Look at that.
Is that not weird? Both of them.
Yeah.
But guys, we're back, and
And we're gonna get this rolling tonight. We're gonna load the Western frame up on a truck and send it back to Tennessee.
I'll
We're
film it
gonna,
on my channel, and then
You're gonna do a few things to it, get the cab and stuff set back on it, and then we're gonna get it back up here and do what we need to do to it.
make it look pretty.
Make it shiny.
We're going. Up here's where all the magic will happen.
Yeah.
We just gotta do the labor.
Yeah.
All right, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.
Yep, definitely. We need to get the subscribers up. We need to get the views up.
Man, we really need to get the subscribers up.
Yeah,
Views.
where I was headed when this happened, which is gonna be a surprise. I think you guys are gonna be excited about it.
I think they're gonna be real excited what we're fixing to do.
Yeah.
Can't tell you this yet. But we are up to something. May be good, may not be good, but we're still gonna do it.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned and watch and see.
If you get the subscribers up, they'll
Yeah.
be here. You turn your bell notification on,
Turn that bell notification on.
and but we're gonna get busy, and we'll see you guys later.